All murders are culpable homicide, but not all culpable homicides are murder. Ever wondered why? Why this similar looking statement is so different that we often get confused? When we get to see two most heinous offenses against the body, both of them are almost same. There is a thin line difference between them. The IPC itself conveys many similarities and dissimilarities between them. Yes, we are talking about culpable homicide and murder. Murder is basically an aggravated form of culpable homicide. It's a type of culpable homicide. Hello everyone, my name is Prachi Pandey and I am a law student. And today in this video we'll discuss about the difference between culpable homicide and murder. But before talking about the main topic, we must know what the term homicide means. So homicide is a Latin term which is derived from two different words. Homo, which means man, and side means to cut, means cutting a man. The Indian Penal Code defines homicide as an act of killing one human being by another, or the act of killing someone. The homicide is classified into two parts: lawful homicide and unlawful homicide. Now, talking about lawful homicide, these are justiciable in nature. It is considered justified because it helps to prevent a very serious crime such as rape, manslaughter, armed robbery, etc. Now, lawful homicide is further classified into two parts: justiciable and excusable. These are nothing but the general exceptions of Indian Penal Code. Part 4, consisting of sections 76 to 106, deals with general exceptions, and these are lawful homicide. So we can say that lawful homicide are general exceptions. Not talking about unlawful homicide. Unlawful homicide is non-justiciable in nature. These acts are illegal, unlawful, and unjustified in eyes of law. This is classified into four parts: culpable homicide, murder, rash and negligence, and abetment to suicide. Now, starting with culpable homicide. Culpable homicide has been derived from a Latin term, culpabilis, which means worthy to blame, and homicide means to kill. It is defined in section 299 of Indian Penal Code. In order to understand culpable homicide better, we must break it into four important ingredients: causing death of a human being, intentionally causing death, intentionally causing bodily injuries which may likely to cause death, and knowledge of the act which may likely cause death of a victim. This section explains that there is a probability, there is an intention, and there is an act which may result to death. Examples may be: A, with the help of bat, hits B on his head, and in consequence B dies. In this situation, A had intention of killing B. A did an act to kill B, hitting with bat. And the probability, even though was low but still present. So this situation would amount to culpable homicide and A would be liable for the same. Now, murder. Murder is something which is very heinous in nature. It is dealt under section 300. Murder is commonly understood as an act of killing a human being intentionally and unlawfully by another. The term murder is derived from Germanic word which means secret killing. It is defined under section 300 of Indian Penal Code. In order to understand murder better, we should break it into four important ingredients: killing of a human being, intentionally causing death, intentionally causing bodily injuries as offender likely knows that it would amount to death of the victim, knowledge of the act which is sufficient and dangerous enough to cause death. So this section explains that an act with an intention, with a degree of intention and probability of death is caused, which ultimately results to death. For example, A, with the help of sword, cuts off B's head, and in result B dies ultimately. In this situation, A would be guilty for murder because he had an intention and he did an act which was dangerous and sufficient enough to cause death of the victim. That really happened with B. In this case, B died and A was held guilty for murder. Now, understanding culpable homicide and murder becomes sometimes very difficult because section 299 and 300 has very thin line difference that it becomes very difficult for us to understand and differentiate between them. So in order to understand it better, we may list some important points. Likely versus sufficient. In the case of culpable homicide, the word likely is used, which denotes one of the probability of causing death, whereas in situation of murder, the word sufficient is used, which is used to denote most probably causing death. This means in the case of culpable homicide, there is a probability of causing death, there is a probability that the person would die, but the probability is low as compared to murder. So we can say then that in case of murder, the sufficiency, or we can say the ingredients are very high and the probability of causing death is high. For example, A, with the help of a bat, hits B on his head and in consequence B dies. As I said, in this situation, A would be guilty for culpable homicide. But for example, in the same scenario, A already know that B had undergone a brain surgery and was discharged a week before. In this situation, B is very sensitive and his brain is very much sensitive. So at this point of time, if A hits B with a bat, he would definitely die. And in this case, A did the same. He hit B with a bat on his head and B died. In this situation, A would be liable for murder because in this situation, in this case, A already knew that B had undergone a brain surgery and is sensitive right now. Another would be the degree of probability of death, or we can say the gravity of culpability. When a degree of probability of death is high, it comes under the ambit of murder. Whereas if the degree of probability of death is low, it comes under the ambit of culpable homicide. We saw the situation, we saw an example of cutting someone's head with a sword. In this situation, A already knew that using a sword and cutting off someone's head with a sword will ultimately make him dead. Here, the degree of probability of death was at highest. In the case of murder, the degree of probability of death is high as compared to degree of probability of culpable homicide. So this is another difference between them, that degree of probability of death in culpable homicide is low as compared to in murder. Talking about the third would be mens rea. We all know that mens rea and actus rea are most important ingredient of any criminal act. If any one of them is absent, the act would not amount to criminal act. In the case of murder, the mens rea is high as compared to in case of culpable homicide. Finally, the degree of intention is most important ingredient to differentiate between culpable homicide and murder. If a person is killed cold blood or in a pre-planned manner, then this would amount to murder because the degree of intention to kill someone is high. Whereas if a person is killed without any pre-planning, in a sudden quarrel or say in provocation, then this would amount to culpable homicide because the degree of intention to kill someone is comparatively low. So the degree of intention plays the most important and vital role in differentiating these two. As any other topic, murder too has its exceptions. Provocation, sudden quarrel, private defense, act done by a judicial officer, all these are exceptions. The exceptions of murder are basically ingredients of culpable homicide. What is not murder is culpable homicide. That is why it is said that all murder are culpable homicide, but not all culpable homicide are murder. In a landmark case, Reg versus Govinda, the Bombay High Court in the year 1976 held a judgment and distinguished between culpable homicide and murder. They made it clear. In this case, the accused had knocked his wife down and put one knee on her chest and struck her 2-3 violent blows on the face with a closed fist, producing extravasion of blood on the brain. She died in consequence, either on spot or very shortly afterwards. There being no intention to cause death and the bodily injuries not being sufficient, the ordinary course of nature of causing death, the accused was held liable for culpable homicide not amounting to murder. So this case made it clear the difference between culpable homicide and murder. Justice Melvin gave this judgment and he made it clear that since there is no intention of causing death, or we can say there is less intention of causing death, and the bodily injuries were in ordinary course were not sufficient to cause death, the accused will be held liable for culpable homicide not amounting to murder. This was a very famous case and it is regarded as a landmark judgment in order to distinguish